Hey, baby.
Hababu.
You feeling better?
We got to find a better way to start this podcast.
Why?
Because you don't think it's annoying? It's like, hey, baby.
So?
Silence.
Well, oh, look at Nova.
I'm very annoyed today. That's why I'm in a mood.
Oh, look, she's trying to tell you to snap out of it. Look.
Hey, Bob, step out of it.
Yeah.
Step out.
So you're in a mood, but you have a Starbucks with you. So that should make things better, right?
It does. Until it doesn't.
Does it? Cue the music. If it wants to start. And that, are you kidding me? Why would...
Hello, friends.
Welcome to the Couple Shift.
I'm Maria Leandra.
And I'm Jules.
And we are a husband and wife team on a mission to shift the way we live our lives and co-create what really matters.
We don't always agree, but together we're figuring it out.
Thank you for joining us. We're so glad you're here.
I gotta get better at that. I mean, it's just so...
Well, it's the first time that's happened.
Well, I know why it happened, but
You're
it's
doing
just
pretty
like...
good, boo.
But it's... So if you didn't notice, the outro came on instead of the intro.
Yeah.
But we got it all figured out.
I gotta say, babe, I gotta give you props because every day you've been
Every day is a holiday.
upgrading something in our production studio here. So that's awesome, babe.
Every day I'm learning something.
See,
right?
this is what it looks like to actually nurture someone's bubble, not burst it.
What do you mean? Oh, what you said there?
Yeah.
Like you were.
I'm a bubble nurturer. You're a bubble burster.
I'm a bubble burster. I'm a realist.
And I'm not down with that.
I'm a realist, and you're not down with it.
That, no.
So
I want my bubble nurtured. I don't want my bubble burst. Thank you very much.
Can we talk a little bit about the Starbucks dilemma?
Yeah, if we also talk about the
I didn't give you a kiss
pumpkin
this morning?
dilemma and
Okay.
and
this is
how
great.
you woke up
and
this morning dilemma.
I would love if the audience shoot us an email and say, who do you agree with? No, I'm joking.
No. And I was debating this morning in the car. I was like, should we even talk about this because it makes me so upset?
No. I think we should talk about it.
Session, but
I think we should talk about it.
# real world.
I think we should talk about it because it's something I picked up on. So in the past, you used to get Starbucks all the time. Okay,
What does define all the time?
Every day.
No.
Every day from work.
Absolutely false.
Every 2 days.
Maybe twice a week. Never that much, babe. Seriously.
I don't know, babe.
I may have had periods.
Babe, you had periods.
Certainly during traveling.
Almost
things
every
like
day.
that.
Well, yeah, traveling's different because you don't have your own coffee, so I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think almost every day.
Okay. Fast forward to now.
Point being is you stopped doing it for a while. You hadn't drank Starbucks coffee for a good period
And it's
of
a
time.
Frappuccino specifically. That's
And
what
it's a mocha
that's pretty much what I
Frappuccino,
have at
no
Starbucks.
whip, drizzle of chocolate on top.
Yes.
Coconut milk. I know because I've ordered it, so I know you've gotten it many times.
Yeah.
And hey, if you drink coffee from Starbucks, nothing's more power to you. That's not the situation here. But what I've noticed is we've gone through this period of the day where in the morning she is MA's like just ready to go. She's super excited, super pumped. And then as the afternoon comes, it's like a
major crash.
A major crash, a lull. And it's not like she's not having coffee throughout the day because she is. I mean, probably not as much as me, but definitely you're having sips of coffee throughout the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
and no sugar and those coffees.
Except the Starbucks coffee.
Right.
And this is where I think
which is basically a ball of sugar.
Yes. And this is where I think we're running into the issue. I just saw something on the screen that flashed and that was concerning. That was weird. So, yeah, I think the reason why you're having those moments is the coffee. There's something in the coffee is directly involved with it. The Starbucks coffee is directly involved with it.
Yeah.
Because you don't. Nova just came in with a bone. You don't come in. You don't drink it as fast as I do. First of all, like if I got a coffee from Starbucks, which is always an espresso, I literally like shoot it like a shot, throw it out, go on, move on to my day. You're slowly, progressively drinking this, and
this I'll probably drink. Well, these I don't.
An hour and a half.
Yeah. Because I also
but you will
like
drink it
to.
All. You'll enjoy it.
Oh, look! It says MA on the little ticket here.
Very nice.
Little sticker.
So yeah.
Yes, I do enjoy it. I don't wait too long with the frap because then it melts and it's not as delicious. But yes, this has a ton of sugar. This has a. Can I get the camera on me, please? Because I'm doing show and tell.
Oh.
This has a ton of sugar.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was on me. There.
you were just nodding along. Yup. Your grandpa nod. Grandpa Jules nod. This has a ton of sugar. It has syrup. It has the chocolate drizzle, which I've been getting recently. And the thing is that when I get these, they literally it feels like a treat for me. It feels like a it's a thrill.
It's
I like
that.
going,
I understand.
It's like, and I get it. It is like that hit of a drug.
Yes.
It does feel like a hit of a drug. I'm going to get a Frappuccino and it makes me happy. That's what it is. And this morning when you pointed out that, yes, then in the afternoon, especially this week, I've noticed I've had this crash in energy. And
I
then
think
what's happening
this
now.
week you've had it almost every day. Almost. I think one day you didn't.
Yes.
But.
Almost every. Yes. I've had a Frappuccino. Did I have it on Monday?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have it on Tuesday. I definitely had one yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
No. Was Monday your doctor's visit? I did not have it on Monday, but I had it on Tuesday.
Monday was my doctor's
I didn't
visit,
have it Wednesday. I had it yesterday, and I have it today. So 3 days out of the week. And what's been happening with my crashes in energy in the afternoon, which naturally around 4 o'clock, I always get a dip because it's like, okay, I've been on all day and, and then it's like, rrr. But what's been happening is I've also noticed like an emotional, like I get sad, I want to cry. And of course, a lot of stuff is happening, so it adds to it. But I can definitely see your theory
kind of
about
sugar withdrawal or something.
Yeah, and yes, so
and look,
it does affect mood, 100%, absolutely, no doubt.
Yes,
no doubt.
And so one of my, I don't necessarily. I mean, be honest with you. It doesn't upset me that you go and get it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe I get a little annoyed. I'm like, well, are we spending money on that? We just make coffee, whatever.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. It really is. It does add up.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we spending that when we make coffee here? It's just like, why are we wasting? To me, that always bothers me. But I know I have to, I have to choose my battles sometimes with you. And sometimes you do really want it and really it makes a difference for you. But when it's getting to a point of like, a consistent thing, and I'm seeing your afternoons being crappy, then I'm starting to be like, maybe there's something to this. The other thing that kind of frustrates me is that we set up a scheduling, right, with us, and we're kind of missing
and
it.
I totally shit on it today.
And and you did yesterday when you had it too. It was a little late too because of that. And
wait, but yesterday was different.
What was different about yesterday?
Oh, well, yesterday we want... Oh, no. Yesterday...
Let me just put it very simply.
I was talking to my mom yesterday.
You were. Yeah, you're right. Let's just put it very simply. On the schedule, it says 9:30. What time is it right now? Schedule. So we want to record our shows at 9:30 in the morning.
It's 10:22.
It's 10:22.
Can I tell you that I've
Is where I let me just finish what I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
This is where I get a little bit frustrated because what ends up happening is this is how the Starbucks compounds things. Sometimes the Starbucks affects you physically, but it also affects you indirectly, as in the scheduling of your day, which then can affect your mentality of like, I gotta get this done, but I didn't get to do my meditation from 10 to 11, or I didn't get to do this from this because now we've pushed it into this time, and it's like, so not only is the sugar affecting you probably, it's also affecting you in your scheduling of the day, and affecting me in the scheduling of the day, and then it may cause frustration between each other. So what I'm saying is Starbucks is terrible. No, I'm joking. It's not. It's something that I brought up to you because I think it's something that we need to really think about. Do you know what I mean? As you pick your teeth because you don't want to think about it. Because
I'm hearing all of this.
I think you kind of know. I think you kind of agree with me, but you don't want to because you're upset at me because I was being a punk this morning.
You were.
So
thank you for.
So I was. So I got up and I went to the kitchen and I took out dishes out of the dishwasher and I was putting them away. But I didn't give her a kiss and say good morning to her in the morning. I just got out of bed and went to go do that because I saw the time and I was like, oh crap, let's. I want to get the day going.
And you were in a mood. Let's say.
I wasn't.
You were, babe. Come on.
I wasn't in a mood.
You know what you're doing right now? You're like, oh, I got up and I went to get the dishes.
That's what I did,
went to do something so like, you're not mentioning the fact that you were in a mood. And when you're in a mood, you go do things around the house. And I know this.
What mood was I in? Why was I in a mood? Because don't say the pumpkin thing yet. We're not at the pumpkin thing
No, we're not at the pumpkin thing yet. No, it was, I didn't even know because last night we had a beautiful evening together.
I wasn't in a mood.
And it was like, what happened? You woke up like super frustrated and I'm cognizant of the fact that you're going through things that I don't understand and will bring a lot of frustration. I always end up feeling like, but I'm here on your side of the team. Why do I have to feel sometimes like I'm getting, like shoved into the corner?
I wasn't
because you're in a mood.
I wasn't in a mood, and if I was in a mood, it wasn't because of you. I spilled some of the fizzy drink that I left on my nightstand. And so that was annoying because I spilled it on the phone and stuff. And
okay.
So
I didn't
if
know
I
that.
wasn't, I did it. Yeah, because I'm pretty quick on the stuff. I pick it up, I clean it up, and I just like whatever. But I got frustrated. It spilled. Ay, de cámara.
What happened to it?
It's not the camera. It's our capture card. I can see it already. It flashed again. So something's up with the capture card. Probably gonna have to get another one. Life. Anyways,
that's not life. That's technology.
It's part of our life.
Yeah, but it's
so
like...
it's life indirect. It's technology. We can fix it. It's not a big deal.
Ay, Padre Santo.
It's something that is now becoming an annoyance. Or maybe, I think, you know what it might be? Maybe because I have it plugged into here. You know what I mean, honey? I have it plugged into this instead of having it directly.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. I'll do that later. Maybe that might help it. Sorry, got distracted there. What was I saying? Oh, so that spilled, and then taking off my apparatus that I showed you guys yesterday was annoying. My watch was loose, and so the little green light that tells you like your blood pressure stuff kept like flashing all night, and at first I was like, what the hell's going on with my watch? Why is it so active?
I noticed it was loose last night.
It was loose, so you could see the freaking light. It was super annoying, but. Whatever. So I got up and I was like, you know what? I spilled this. Let me just clean this up. Let me just get the day going. And I wasn't upset at you. I wasn't annoyed at you. I was just in a zone of like, yeah, I'm frustrated. Let me just go take care of other stuff that I need to take care of.
Yeah.
And I walked out. So I guess that affected you from the beginning. So after that, I come back. Excuse me. I come back into the room. And Jesus, looked at some texts that we have gotten from family about the pumpkin carving that we're going to do. And this is, you already started getting up. We're starting to make the bed. And I was like, oh, so are you good with it doing it on Sunday? My mother's birthday's on Sunday. We're going to have a little celebration at my brother's house. It'll be nice. And you were like, yeah, no, that's fine. And I said, quote, I said,
let's see if you get this right.
We shouldn't get a big pumpkin. Let's not get let's not get a too big of a pumpkin. Because, well, you didn't let me say why, but when I said that, you were annoyed. But that's what I said. Did I get it wrong? I said, honey, we shouldn't get a big pumpkin. I literally said it like that. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you're wrong in the sense of like,
there's just a little bit of a look. It's just, you have this little look of like, let's just make sure, which again is the burst.
Is it?
And of all the things, a little bit like that,
honey.
Yeah, you gotta go to the YouTube video for the reference. It's and like I said in the beginning, I am a bubble encourager. I'm a woman of possibility, And also I'm very much about making things happen, right? So it's not like I'm living in the clouds, because if that was the case, none of this would be happening. Let's just be clear.
Yes.
Right? So I am
said
absolutely on the ground making things happen. And I'm also a bubble fluffer.
Oh.
And you are a bubble burster.
Wait a second.
I fluff.
I don't think
I
you should
fluff
use that
your
word
bubble.
Okay.
And you burst mine.
That's not the right word you want to use.
I don't know what the word is. Inflate?
Yes, that's a better one. I was going to say don't use the other one either.
I'm the one that when you say, hey, I want to do, I'm like, awesome, great,
awesome.
let's do it.
Let's do this.
And when I say something, what's your first reaction?
Okay, but we have to worry about this.
Usually the first reaction is no, or it's all the list of the things we've got to worry about.
Because I take time to process.
Let's make sure we get a small pumpkin. Of all the things we're worrying about right now in our lives, Jules, of all the things that require, like, you know, our bubbles getting burst left and right for a variety of things that are out of our control. Let's not do it with a stupid jack-o'-lantern. You know, this is, and again, I think back to like, why are we doing this? We're doing this for Skylar.
Yeah.
It's for the experience. Yeah. Like, just be in the moment. But
at the same time, I am in the moment, but at the same time, I'm also...
You're worried about the size of the pumpkin.
Yes. You have the dream, and I have the logistics of it. And that's always been the case. Shh, listen to me. So
I don't know if that's the full story, babe.
Okay, fine. Well, this is my story. So
yeah, I don't know that bursting bubbles falls under logistics, because again,
I wasn't bursting the bubbles. Bursting the bubbles saying we're not wasting our money on a pumpkin if we're not going to eat it. Like, that's wasting. That's bursting a bubble. I said, let's have a pumpkin, but let's make sure that it's not too big. Let's just not go too crazy or whatever. Because the last time we did a pumpkin carving, it was a decent size, but it was a different time. I'm saying we're going to somebody's house to do this. It's not at ours. We got to take it back. We also want to make sure it doesn't fall apart the way home. I would think it would be smarter if we get a decent sized one, or maybe we get a couple of them so we can each do one. What's wrong with that? That's the thing I don't understand. What you want to get frustrated because I say no. I
don't want to get frustrated.
I'm sorry. You get frustrated because I say no, or well, there's also this situation. I get that, but because that we're able to bounce ideas off each other, I feel like, and also say no and yes and agree and disagree, then we end up doing something really great. It always ends up being something really awesome. And then tell me this has happened where at first you say something and I say, no, we get upset at each other. And then I go, what about if we do it this way? And you're still like off the rails and you said, fine. And at the end of it, the result is it comes out great. And you look at me and you say, honey, you were right. About
what? I don't know. You mixed a few things here, so no, I'm not on board. I'm not on board with this train. I feel like I'm getting coerced.
I wanted to see your reaction when I said you were right.
I feel like I'm getting coerced.
That's why I put you on the camera, but you're too
busy
doing your hair.
I was braiding my hair because I got a lot of hair and it looked like big quantities.
I know you have a lot of hair.
Here it is, beautiful. Bursting my bubble again.
Why? I think your hair's beautiful.
No sarcastic tone at all.
Well, I mean, that's just me. That's just a character.
Oh, it's a character. You know what I said to him yesterday is just because someone says, oh, it's a joke, it doesn't mean it's okay to be mean.
I know.
You know?
You're right. I'm not trying to be mean there. Hold on.
Because there are comedians and there are comedians.
Okay. But
and yesterday something happened that you were like, oh, well, it was a joke. I'm like, it's a joke if it's funny. This was not funny. And yes, to some people it might be funny, but also don't use, oh, it's just a joke as an excuse, as like a way to like slip under the table being mean or difficult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, babe.
I don't think that's cool. That cynicism and that sarcasm is like, it's like it's a weapon undercover. And then it's like, oh, it's just a joke. No.
I know what you're saying. I get it. But can you at least admit though that there's times that we've disagreed at something, we come out, we compromise, and in the end, you maybe an idea I said that you weren't on board with, you have said that was actually
Well, of course
not
that's
that bad of an
happened.
idea. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
And the other way around.
And the other way
Probably
around,
more times.
you just did it to me. You just did it to me. What you said, what I said. You just did it to me. The point being is, I think we're still gonna have a great time if we get smaller pumpkins, and each of us get to do one.
That's fine.
Okay. So
That's fine.
Are we in agreement? Can we
Yes.
move on?
I've been ready to move on.
You've been ready to move on.
So ready to move on.
So what do you want to talk about, baby? Do you want to talk about that face of yours?
Right.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
You don't
I'm
know?
upset.
Why are you upset?
I already said I'm angry today. I could be angry.
Okay.
So
We're left. Okay.
you
okay.
pick a topic.
All right. So
I don't want to pick a topic.
So there's okay. No. It's not about picking a topic. I already knew what we were going to talk about today, and we kind of brought it up in the past. People asking us how we're doing.
Oh. Okay.
Are you ready?
I guess so.
So
Anybody listening is probably like, "Mwah. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday,
Friday.
everybody. Yeah. Well, this is happening. I want to say something about that. I don't mind it when people ask me how I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just like, hey, man, how you doing? Like one of those. The problem I have is that I don't want to say I'm good because I'm not good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say I'm bad because I'm not bad. And I think you came up with the great analogy of that our scale has shifted. Our zero, our starting point has shifted.
You came up with that.
Yeah, but you yes.
I probably I gave you
you gave me the idea.
the starter for it.
The starter for it, and now you said, "Oh,
No.
is it like a tear?" So, like, you know, when
What
you stand on the
okay. What I said is that we're actually in a space where we're feeling everything at the same time. Like, it's not, people tend to compartmentalize feelings.
Yeah.
Today I'm good and tomorrow I'm not good. And what you and I are feeling, I equated it to like when you talk about Einstein time or the time and space continuum. It's like there's no time. It's all together, right?
Okay.
We have a linear experience typically, but you and I are not having a linear experience at all. We are literally living in like this quantum time thing and quantum emotional thing where everything is happening at the same time, which I think is closer to reality without the illusions of, how do you feel today? And today I feel this way. It's like people have different compartments of feelings or they shift from one to the next.
Yeah.
We're living it all at the same time, all of it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to describe.
Yeah.
So that's, and then you came up with, which is not necessarily the same way that I experience it, but it's another good way to see it.
I think it kind of grasped the image a little bit better of what you're saying, but it doesn't exactly convey it. But so what I was saying was like, if you step on a scale and
en la cámara.
When you thanks,
so I can sip here in peace.
You can sip in peace.
And I can pick my nose. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
No, just kidding.
I'm gonna
just kidding.
switch to the main camera. It's what I described it as is that if you have a scale that you can, for example, you weigh yourself and you're like, oh, I want to weigh a luggage, right? And you can hit tear. It's usually those kind of scales are like for shipping stuff or scientific scales where you can clear out a certain amount of weight and then put something on so you can find out its exact weight, right? Like if you were measuring how much water in a beaker weighed, you would measure the beaker empty and then you would you would tear it so it blanks back to zero, and then you fill it with water, and then you'll get the weight of the water, right? Makes sense?
Yeah.
Simple.
And tear as in TARE.
Yeah. So what I was describing it as is that with my added diagnosis and the feelings that I've had, it's weight that's not measured. It's weight that's been adjusted. So our starting point has been adjusted from what's been normal, what was deemed to be normal before. And So to say that I'm feeling good with the condition that I'm having. I'm feeling down with the condition I'm having is basically saying like everything is just like sucks. Like nothing's working for me today or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't like saying good because I'm not feeling awesome. My mood might be a little bit better, but internally I'm, it's so hard to describe because when people feel down, they feel down, right? And it's just like everything, right? But let's say you're feeling good. You wake up in the morning and then you go and try to turn on your car or open the door and unlock the door and you can't do it because, oh, that's right. Your hands don't freaking work right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm dealing with. And so when someone comes up to me and depending on the mood I'm in, I guess, and they're like, so how's it going? It sucks.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you want me to tell you? You're going to keep asking me? It sucks. It sucks. Now, I'm not saying don't ask me. But
Mm-hmm. But it's like what you said earlier. You were like, well, I'm okay. I'm not okay.
And I'm not okay.
And
then I kind of feel sometimes that people have asked us how we're doing and it's almost for their sake so they feel good.
Totally.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Completely. It's more for them. It's more to like manage their own feelings
about
rather than really, really authentically.
I was talking to my therapist yesterday about this and it was like, you know what? I think this is kind of similar to someone winning the lotto. You don't know how to if you know someone who won the lotto, you don't even know how to react or talk to them. All of a sudden things start to change.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's kind of happened with me, where people react to me differently than they did before, or people talk to me differently before because like,
yeah,
this is super rare.
Yeah,
it is.
In my way, and obviously you are like, what's that 0.0? What's that like? Ground zero. You are ground zero, right? So you're having the most ultimate intense experience, and what you said about people acting different with you, I'm feeling the same thing. I hadn't even really like thought about that, but yeah. Sorry, I just took the camera.
I hit my table and the camera takes all the time. I know it's terrible. We'll get better at that.
So yeah, and it's the same thing. I'm like, appreciate people checking up.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of questions about me and about you. You don't get questions about. Do you get questions about me? Do people ask you how I am? Probably not, right?
Yeah. No. Yes, they have. It's not as often.
Because I got to answer for both of us and for Skylar. Because they asked me about Skylar too.
Yeah.
And about our families. And about, I'm like, I
have been asked both.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah. I've
puts a lot of pressure sometimes.
I've been asked both, but I don't think is as much. And I think it's a little bit different because it's from a different perspective. Obviously, just like it's a different for you because it's a different perspective.
Yeah.
And so, you have difficulty saying certain things about me and you have your issues about saying something about you or Skylar.
Yeah.
I have my certain difficulties saying stuff about myself and whatever. And that are either more annoying or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's slight differences because we're looking at two different sides of the mirror, right?
Completely, yeah.
So
completely.
So it's what I'm trying to say is don't come up to me and just ask me how I'm doing. Don't think that I'm not saying don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying understand that this isn't good. I have
Yeah.
I'm not feeling good. There daily basis I deal with this. I get frustrated with this. I get sad. I get mad. I'm happy. I'm sad. I'm mad. I go through that. And so I just don't like saying I'm good because that's not true.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to convey to somebody. I think the person, if you're asking, you got to really think about this, which some people don't really do. They just say it because it's almost like, well, this is what you do when you see somebody you haven't seen in a while. How you doing? Right? If you're asking because you want to feel better inside, I know that's kind of hard to do because that means you have to really look inside yourself.
But shouldn't we all
be
doing that?
Yeah, we should be doing that. But if you are asking to feel good inside for yourself, like, oh, I did it, so I don't sound like a dick, don't ask.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask. Just be like, hey, man, how's it going? Or no, you don't even say how's it going. What do you say? Just hi?
I think how's it going is like, I don't know. How's it going is a little less than how are you? How are
Yes,
you? How
okay.
are you doing? How are you feeling?
You know what?
How are you doing?
you're
Which
abso-
then implies
yes.
like, oh, I gotta get into this.
Yes, you're right.
If it's like, hey, how's it going? Or it's like, okay, hanging in there. Okay, great, moving right along.
Yes.
It's like, oh, but how are you?
Yeah,
how
you
are
got
you
it.
doing?
You got it right. You got
How
it
are
right.
you doing? How's Jules? How are
That's-
you? How's Skylar?
How's your wife?
Yeah, it's like,
Skylar?
oh,
Hi.
I gotta get into this right
Like,
now,
oh, so-
and understand that we gotta dig in to share, and it happens a lot of times, like multiple times, because we know a lot of wonderful people that want to know how we're doing, and so
Yeah.
we're not saying don't ask, we're
Yeah.
just saying understand, and it can absolutely be tiring to share time and time again, and one of the things I think
And
is great is we're doing this podcast, so I don't really say it a lot, but sometimes I just want to be like, just listen to the podcast.
Oh, I've had that.
We're sharing lots of feels there. Like, if
I-
you really want to know, follow there.
Yeah, I've had that situation already where it's like because they don't listen to podcasts. You know who you are, you
Oh my God.
motherfucker.
Calling that
No.
getting called out. Oh. Beep.
Love you, buddy. But it's. I mean, he won't listen, so it's.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying. But I also I'm an open book a lot of the time. So
Yeah.
sometimes if you really want to hear what I'm doing or how I'm feeling, sometimes I'll tell you. I told my buddies that like it's not great, So today I'm gonna go play golf a little bit. We'll see how I do because I haven't played golf in over a month, 2 months.
Yeah, probably 2 months.
2 months, yeah.
Destin was in July,
Destin?
right?
July. You're right. It was in July.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Have
time
Danny do a
flies.
little video of you.
Yeah, he always does.
Okay.
But I'll make sure he does it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's it's been some time since I've played. I don't know how I'm gonna do. But it doesn't matter. I get to see one of my buddies that I haven't seen. And then I'm sure. I mean, I'm gonna talk to him and I'll tell him stuff and I'll be open with him about it. And that's what I usually do with the people that I'm closest to or whatever. I'm comfortable talking about this.
Yeah.
That's why we have a freaking podcast.
Yeah.
It's not about that in particular,
And-
but it's about our lives. So
Yeah. And it's important to talk about it. So again, I just want to be very clear. We're not saying don't ask us how we're doing, because come on,
yeah,
I think what's cool about this conversation is it's something that may not have occurred to others who may not be going through this. And that no matter what, yesterday I was also telling Jules, it's like no matter what we say, the other person can never understand, because it's I think nearly impossible unless you're really going through it that you get. And this applies for anything, right? We're not unique in this situation. A lot of people are going through challenging situations that they can't quite express or explain. Yeah. And so every time I find myself digging for, okay, well, how do I explain the fact that I'm good and I'm in a lot of emotional pain?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at life through a whole different lens, and I'm madly in love with my husband and my son, and I'm having a beautiful life, and I love serving my clients, and I'm happy, and I'm going through the hardest thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah.
So it's all at the same time. And every time I go through that like explanation, it's like, oh, so like I was saying in a couple podcasts ago, I want to find a new word, like a word that explains the whole.
Me too. I want to find
spectrum.
a word of like, so when someone says, how you doing? It's like, this is how I'm doing.
Yeah.
So if you know that word, let us know.
Yeah.
So honey, the half an hour class has run its time.
It has run its time. Yes.
So it's Friday. I'm excited for the weekend. Skylar's birthday's coming up in 12 days. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This is like episode, 17 of 30?
16 today,
16?
I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, remember to rate, review, and subscribe.
Yes.
I love you, baby.
I love you, baby. Bye, everyone. See you
Bye-bye.
tomorrow.